I'm back. That's right. Tony DeWitt here, Missouri appellate attorney, a guy who likes to make the law make sense on YouTube. Well, I'm back from Disney World and I had a good time. I'll tell you more about it in just a moment. Well, Disney World is an interesting experience. It's supposed to be the happiest place on earth, but a lot of the people you'll see coming towards you at Disney World are not particularly happy. In fact, many of them look like they could bite through a steel pipe. They are so unhappy. But in spite of that, it can be a very magical place, and that's particularly true if you have a small child with you and you can experience it through the small child. I only have a few objections to Disney World, and one of them is that it has essentially become a vacation that everyone is priced out of, at least if you are a middle class person. Here is a summary of what it costs for two people to rent a property at Disney World. Now I'm thinking about in park, in this particular case, we were at the Fort Wilderness Campground, and we stayed in the cabins. But this is just sort of a summary of the costs that involve going to the park. So let's look at this. So I call it the Disney Gouge, 1 week. So you've got a cabin, and it's 7 days at $400. That's $2,800 before you've spent a dime anywhere in the park. And then, in order to park your car at the resort, you have to pay $30 a day. So for a week, that's $210. And at Fort Wilderness, in order to get around, because it is just a massive location, you have to rent a golf cart, which is about $60. So there's another $420. Now, park tickets for two people for 7 days, a regular park ticket, which doesn't allow you to hop from park to park, is $109. So for two people, that's $218. That comes to $1,526 for the entire period that you're there. And I would point out that you have to have a reservation for a park every day in order to get into the park. Because if you don't have a reservation to get into the park and you don't have a park hopper pass, then you are stuck in the location where you're at, the resort where you're at. Then there's Genie Plus, which is the new edition. It used to be Fast Passes. They are now called Genie Plus. And oh, by the way, they're $50 a person. So for two people at 7 days, that's $700. If you just get 2 sodas a day, the sodas are $5 per bottle. So there's $70 over the course of the week. Lunch is averaged for us about $45, so that's $315 in the week. And dinner averaged about $100, although we had several that were $130. And that wound up at about $700. So, altogether, for a week at Disney World, you're looking at spending $6,741. Now, I don't know what your expectations are or what your beliefs are about vacation, but I believe vacation should be fun, should also be affordable. For $6,741, you could probably take a 7-day cruise on a luxury cruise line and have wonderful food and go to many different places and do many different things. But in this situation, this is the bare minimum that you can do at Disney World. Plus, if you take children, and that is, I think, the best way to experience Disney World. If you take children, you're going to have trinkets to buy, toys to buy. I want this, I want that. You're going to spend a lot of money above and beyond the $6,700. So you have to think about that before you go. So I don't necessarily think that Disney World is particularly affordable. And I honestly think that Disney is gouging the people who come to Disney World. That's my opinion. And right now, the parks are what's keeping Disney afloat. that is one of the few divisions of Disney that is making a solid profit every year. But instead of recognizing that that's the golden goose and taking really good care of its golden goose, what Disney has actually been doing is it's been slowly strangling its golden goose to the point that I'm afraid that many of the parks at Disney World are going to see a huge fall off in attendance because the prices have done nothing but go up and the value has gone nothing but down. So that's my take on Disney World. I have a few ideas for some t-shirts that I'm going to flash up here. One of the things that I saw was people using strollers as battering rams or crowd dispersal devices. So, I think a t-shirt about that would be fairly interesting. And I would also point out that while we were there on Main Street USA in the Magic Kingdom, we were surrounded by about 17,000 of our closest friends. So again, it can be the happiest place on earth, but not if you are claustrophobic. And then we had an opportunity to ride the train that runs all the way around the Disney's Magic Kingdom. And as we were waiting in line, there was a young lad in front of us, and we'd gone about, 10 feet in the line when all of a sudden 20 of his closest relatives came up and joined him in the line and pushed us back to the point where we were further behind than where we started. So I think a t-shirt to the effect of, look, I don't mind you being in front of me, but I do mind you letting 20 people in front of me. So I guess that makes me a curmudgeon or a bit of a grump, a grouch, one of those get your kids off my lawn kind of guys. But, people should be, if not considerate, at least not outwardly rude. That's my personal opinion. And then the other thing that we saw was, and I would assume this would be much worse in June after, the wedding season. But heavens to Betsy, there were several young couples there, and they could not keep their hands off of one another. And they looked like they were engaged in mouth-to-mouth about half the time they were in the line in front of us. So, geez, I understand that you're, really attracted to that person, but get a room, will you? Anyway, those are my observations from Disney World. I would love it if you would share some of your observations from Disney World in the comments. That would make me most happy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on here next time.
Yesterday, Disneyland and the New York World's Fair. Tomorrow, a project so vast it has already been called a whole new Disney World. As you can see on this map, we have a perfect location in Florida. There's enough land here to hold all the ideas of land you can possibly imagine.
If you like this video, here are a few others you might try, and don't forget to subscribe. Have a terrific day, guys.